How are you doing today, good viber? It is your girl Esther Joy coming at you with another video. On this channel, we love to talk about love, light, joy, and peace. So if you, my friend, enjoy spreading those vibrations to the planet, then guess what? You're in the right spot. And we are going to be talking about in this video, contacting your spirit guides. Yes, we're going to be talking a little bit about my experiences with contacting spirit guides, but we're going to specifically be taking a look at how we can use these guides in our life to help assist us with our manifestations. I'm super duper excited to make this video, and without further ado, let's talk about it, shall we? So I wanted to start off by saying that there are many different kinds of guides, and each that person's soul will gravitate towards the specific guides that truly call to their soul. Some people have one overall guide which they call God, but there are many other facets to this oneness, consciousness, soul that helps guide us along our path. So with that being said, some of our guides could be our ancestors. They could be significant figures that we look up to from the past. They could also be more fantasy-based figures that we have never really experienced in this reality, but we know of through other means. Maybe you visited them in the astral world. Without further ado, though, we're gonna start by talking about those who have deceased from this earth, okay? The reason why we're going to be talking about that is because our ancestors are some of our number one guides. When I think of my ancestors, I think of, in a very analytical way, I think of all of the beings and all of the chromosomes that had to be created for me to be here right now. And I think of every single event that led up to me coming into this world. Who was there before me? Who was, carrying the creation facets that created me? And what does that have to do with my soul mission? Now, our ancestors are amazing beings that deserve honor and respect for the mere fact that they are a part of you in the most physical sense of the way. They were here before you, and respect that process. Now, with that being said, our ancestors can also live through us if we especially pick up I want to say like a trait or a work or something that was running in the family. A lot of the times the family will have a specific skill or energies that they will just they will resonate with, and our ancestors have something to do with that, and our ancestors can help us when we are working on our craft and we are wanting more insight and we are wanting to improve and we are wanting to see where we need that improvement. Our ancestors can absolutely help us in the physical realm when it comes to us working on our craft and honing it. So that is what I have to say, and I'm applying this to ancestors, but this can also apply to really any past down beings that have been on this earth plane and are now no longer there. They can help us as we work with our physical skills and nurturing them in this physical reality. So moving on, we have another kind of guide, and a lot of the times this guide is more of I want to say divine masculine, divine feminine. It is both sides of our facets, and it's a very wonderfully orchestrated guide, to say the least. When I think about this kind of guide, I can only think of it as the two polarities of everything that is, makes up creation as we know it. When I think of this guide, I am reminded to release, to be vulnerable, and this guide is really encouraging us to move forward in life, to be vulnerable. And And when it comes to working with any guides, your ancestors, working with this guide that I'm talking about now, which is more of an all-encompassing yin and yang energy of, the divine masculine and divine feminine inside of ourselves that are, showing and presenting themselves for us to more be able to see and navigate through this world. It is always calling for us to have a level of vulnerability with it, but also ourselves. And the reason why is because this guide I like to associate with pretty much everything. And when I mean everything, I mean the little spaces in between the particles that make up everything, if you will. And this guide is a very all-encompassing guide that can help bring us to where we want to be with our manifestations. But they really ask that we release any need to get anywhere, that we release this internal feeling of being guarded all the time, that we allow ourselves to really trust in this infinite source of oneness that is encompassing us all, to release our burdens and to really trust that whatever, if a lion is coming at you, then this guide will help assist you in that the lion will not attack you, in that you will get away safely, in that it is okay as it is now. And this is very important for our manifestations, again, because we use this guide and system, and I associate this one with synchronicities and all that fun jazz. But yeah, whereas the last one I was talking about is ancestors, I would again associate this one with more of everything, every polar particle in our universe. And it really shows us how to balance those polarities within ourselves. So the last kind of guide I wanted to talk about, or more importantly, talk about how we talk to our guides, has to do with ourselves. We are our greatest guide because we are who we are. And we have been guided to live this life in the way that we have been living it because we're the ones guiding ourselves. So a really important guide that I've been seeing is our own internal reflection of self, and seeing where we can be more vulnerable with ourselves. Again, it's very important for us to also be able to communicate to ourselves and to hear ourselves. If we cannot hear ourselves, and this is why meditation is so important, and I feel like I drill that in like a lot of my videos, meditation is extremely important. And here's the reason why. When it comes to talking to guides, we must first learn how to guide ourselves towards guiding, getting higher guidance. When we meditate, we allow ourselves to be and acknowledge those, to observe and acknowledge those thoughts that go through our head, and to really listen to ourselves. A lot of the times we spend so long not really paying attention and being present with the internal thoughts that are, quite frankly, the most important part of your experienced reality, that we get caught up in the play of things. So when we are able to listen to ourselves and to hear what we are saying fully without any bias, without any harsh comments or remarks, or identifying with what we are hearing, then we allow ourselves to really be guided to a higher level where we can trust ourselves enough to get this higher guidance. So really it comes all down to, are you trusting yourself to be guided deliberately towards your soul mission and your soul passion? Are you trusting yourself, or are you looking for others that you can lean on? Because you must lean on yourself first. As the saying goes, a bird does not trust in the branch, but its wings to lift it up if the branch breaks. So it's very important for us to be able to have an effective internal communication and internal dialogue with ourselves. And the most important way, or I should say the most effective way that I have found to do this is through meditation, through being aware and observing your thoughts, seeing what you're what you're giving off in that moment, and then consider how you would like to change it or simply just allow it to be. And that has absolutely been an extremely powerful practice of just listening to the signs, listening, because your guides are everywhere and they really want to help you. They really want to guide you. And trust me, they always are through every single moment of our waking lives. But it is up to us to see the messages and the signs, to actually take their internal guidance to heart and to follow through with it. We always have their support with us on this soul mission, but it is up to us to trust ourselves, to take the steps, to trust ourselves to take that guidance and to go with it. So yeah, I'm not even going to talk too much about the ancestors, and there's a lot of rituals that many people do to show their respects towards them. But as long as you are showing respect towards yourself and all living beings, then you'll be absolutely fine. So with that being said, I really do hope that if you found value in this video, then you can press that like button right now so I know so. And if you did, my friend, and you press that like button, I'd love to know what parts resonated with you, what really got you thinking, and how are you going to use this information to help you as you get in touch with your guides. I'd love to know, and without further ado, really comment down below. I love connecting to you that way. And if you're still watching this and you haven't officially joined the Good Vibes Delivery family, then fam, hit that subscribe and maybe even that post bell notification so you can be updated when I post future videos like so. Without further ado, I do want to mention that the chakras are a key player as always in all of my videos. I love to mention I'm making an ebook that you can reserve for free with the link in the description down below. But without further ado, you will learn more about contacting your galactic guidance system and how to align it so that you can get the best contact and efficient guidance. So without further ado, really have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next vid.